What's more scarier, a life full of regret or just facing your fear and starting on the thing that you absolutely know that you want in your heart? Like, think back to a time when you were just so afraid to make that move to a next state, make that move to your next job, or get into that relationship that you wanted. Think back. Did you regret not actually taking that step in fear? What stopped you? Why you think about that, I want to let you know that this video is going to tell you exactly why taking the risk of failure is so much more important than living a lifetime full of regret. Man, I can think about times where I truly regret not taking the leap of faith. And y'all probably thinking like, what? T? What you mean? I thought you've always lived a life that was fearless. Absolutely not. I don't think it was until the time that I absolutely got out of high school, moved on my own, got out of my mama's house, and I was like, yo, this is me. But a lot of people, they don't make that opportunity. They don't take that chance. They don't take that opportunity to move forward. And why is that? It's because one, they're too comfortable. Two, they are so impacted by fear that they just stop. They don't even take the opportunity to see what failure is. Or if they fail once or twice, they just deem themselves as being impossible. But I'm here to tell you that nothing is impossible, dog. Nothing is impossible. Nothing can stop you unless you allow your fear to stop you. Now, if you think about this, right? Think about like people who are super old and they'll tell you. I remember actually, don't even think of it. I'm going to give you an example. I remember sitting with my grandfather before he passed, R.P. Willie Feagin, man. He used to tell me like, yo, boy, whatever you do in this life, you got to be the best, whether it's a painter, whether you are an exterminator, whatever it is. And I sit back and I think about those conversations now, and it's like, man, this dude was fearless. He did absolutely every single thing that he wanted to do. He didn't live a life of regret. I absolutely don't believe that my grandfather did anything I think he did every single thing that he wanted to do. Now, me at my ripe old age of 34 years old, I'm living a life that's fearless. I could look back at the times when I did graduate high school, got out of my mom's house and went off to college. It was a very scary time. And you might be in that opportunity right now, like, yo, man, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I should go to college. What if I don't do well? I didn't do well in high school. Yo, if you in that transition right now where you're like, yo, this is gonna be hard for me. I don't know if I can do this. I want you to keep listening. Now, there's a lot of big transition moments when, you know, it's going to happen for you in your life. You as a woman, you as a man, like there's going to be transition periods. If you're at the doorstep of transition into a new opportunity that you absolutely don't think it will work for you, I'm here to tell you that it will work for you, but you just have to start to believe and start to change your mind. Now, I'm going to go over some scenarios here and I'm going to give you some more backstories to what I think, but really, like, the core idea that I want you to understand is that most people are going to face failure. Most people are going to face it, and a lot of people are going to fall back into a comfort zone. But for those people who get into that transition period and they step right up against the opportunity and they don't know what's on the other side of it, but they continue to go and they continue to face it, those people are visionaries and those people will always be successful because one, they don't care about what people say, and then two, they don't ever want to regret anything. If you live in your life right now the best that you possibly can and you're on the edge of an opportunity and you don't want to have to regret anything, go forward. Fall, fail, fall on your face, look stupid until it absolutely will work for you because I guarantee you that one time it's going to work for you. All those different times that you fail, it's going to work, and then you're going to be at the top, and other people who were just sitting around in your old hometown not doing nothing, those people are those people that regret. Those people are the ones that got into those bad relationships and had all those kids with those people that they don't like, and now they're regretting their life. But you're different. You're the one that's a visionary. You're the one that sees it. Now, the biggest thing that I've noticed is that the cost of regret. Imagine you sitting at the edge of your deathbed, 80, 90, 70, 50, 40 years old, right? Tomorrow, you may be on your deathbed. Let's just say that, right? It's just being kind of over complexing. But say tomorrow, you're on your deathbed, even today, if you were on your deathbed and you absolutely didn't have another day to live, what would you regret? You're going to burden the cost of not doing the thing that you absolutely wanted to do. Because of what? Because the financial position, because of the opportunities. No. Sit down and think about what you can do right now today. Now, unfortunately, you're not on your deathbed. What can you do to move your life forward? What can you absolutely burden the fact of people saying, things about you and having an opinion about you? That don't matter. Oh, I don't have the right tools and techniques to do it. That does not matter. You have every single tool that you need to move forward in your life. You just have to look. You just have to believe. But more importantly, you have to be open. And another thing is that you have to be willing to be okay with asking people for help. And I get that. Me as a man, it's hard for me to ask people for help. That's the pride in me. Because what would they think about me if I did ask them for help? But if you want to get better in life, you have to be okay with the cost of regret. You have to be okay with asking for help. You have to be okay with not knowing the right steps. You have to be okay with knowing what's not on the other side. And if you can move like that, then you are a visionary. You are a part of that 1%. You are a part of that 5%. Man, I remember joining the military, man. I was in a bad situation in my life where financially, I just had a new daughter. I just graduated college. I've been working for Enterprise Rent a Car Company for the last 2 years, and I moved up pretty quickly there, but it just wasn't fulfilling me in my overall life that I wanted, right? It just wasn't the right steps that I wanted to go. I remember sitting at the recruiter station like, man, is this really something that I wanted to do? And I asked the recruiter this one question. I asked them, why did they join? And they told me this. They said, because if I did not join, I would regret the decision to not know what was on the other side of the military. And I remember that. And I said, man, regret. I don't want to regret not going. And what I tell you is this, is that I made that decision to go. And it was the absolute best decision I ever made. Now, I can't tell you that, if you're sitting in a position where you're thinking if you should go to the military or not, hey, man, you have to look at what is the beneficial cost of you going. What are the things that you can get out of it? For me, I got a lot out of it. I met some great friends. I had an opportunity to meet and go to a lot of different places in my life. And man, it was one of the greatest decisions that I ever made. But guess what? I also am not faced with the cost of regret. Don't ever regret anything. If there's an opportunity for you to do something that may seem scary, may seem hard, you got to push forward. You have to go with it because the cost of regret is going to be a lot more costly than the cost of failure. The cost of failure is okay. You can get up, you can bruise, knock, smooth your bruises off, lick your paws, and keep going. But regret is tough because sometimes time runs out. And you don't want to be caught up in the midst of your time running out. You don't want to be caught up with the cost of regret. There's a lot of people who are in the grave right now that probably before they died are regretting the choices that they made. Don't ever think that there's not another opportunity for you to continue to go when you fail, because there is. But regret costs a lot more. So why taking risks leads to growth? Man, if you think about anybody in this entire world who is a visionary and they risk the opportunity, right, to move forward, they always seem to grow. They always seem to become better. If you think about Elon Musk, right? Think about Elon Musk. What if Elon Musk never took the opportunity to start Tesla after he actually sold PayPal? What if he didn't? What if he didn't take those funds and put it into Tesla? A lot of these different electrical vehicles out here won't be out here. Or think about, some of the Phil Knight. Think about Phil Knight. What if Phil Knight never took the opportunity to go over to China and to work with those different factories? We wouldn't have some of the great athletes that we see right now rocking his brands, the LeBrons, You wouldn't even have LeBron out here rocking Nike. He'd probably be wearing Adidas. Think about how much different that would change. Or even Michael Jordan. Think about, Michael Jackson, right? Let's think about Mike. Mike grew up and he worked with the Jackson 5s, his family. But what if he didn't take that risk of leaving his family to go off solo to pursue his own career? We wouldn't have some of the greatest music that we've ever seen in our life. Think about your life right now and where you are. If you are in a pivotal time where you need to take the risk, but you're just afraid of it, think about the cost. But more importantly, think about how it could lead you to grow. How much better could you be? How much better could you be? How bigger could you be? How smarter could you be? How much growth can you go? Now, think back when I joined the military, man. When I did go, I got so much better because I got comfortable with meeting people. I got comfortable with communicating. I got comfortable with just being away from my family. I got comfortable with being all over the world. But if I didn't take that, I would regret that. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to be in Dubai. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to have some of my best, closest friends that I still talk to today. It all led me to become bigger. It all led me to grow in this life. And I want you to understand is that if you don't overcome fear, then there's always going to be a choice of regret. It's always going to be a cost to regretting it. Now, let's move on to the next section here. I want to tell you how you can overcome fear and take that leap. Really, what you have to do is identify the areas where you can grow. If your fear is just pushing you to stop right now and you're just like, how do I get over this hump? Think about the other side. What other areas could you get better at? Man, I'm getting out of my own house. I'm thinking about the military. Man, I'm out of my hometown. I'm out of Ohio. Man, now I have more money. Man, I have more opportunity to put on my resume to grow and get better, jobs. Man, now I can go and get my master's for free. It's so much out there that you can do, man. And your opportunity might not be in the military. It might be in different areas in sports or whatever it is. Like I'm thinking about my nephew right now, right? Where he had a great opportunity to leave his school and go to a bigger school. But he took that opportunity to do it. He didn't let fear stop him. He didn't let complexity or the comfort really stop him. He continued to move forward. And now look at him. Now he's on a bigger stage, more opportunities for scouts to see him, and bigger schools to come out and recruit him too. So whatever stage you're in, never let failure stop you. Never let the fear of something that is unknown stop you. Really believe in yourself and know that it can happen for you. And when you believe in yourself and know that it can happen for you, man, life comes to you. Life opens every single door to the people who are not afraid to step out. If those people who move the earth forward, the industrial era, right? If those individuals weren't afraid to start to move the earth forward, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be able to see the technology that we have. So stand at the front of your life. Do not be comfortable with where you are and push yourself forward. If you need help with learning how to do that, there's plenty of free resources down in the description. I would love to help you and continue to push you forward, but you have to take that journey. You have to take that step. Click the links down below. Plenty of free opportunities, man. I'm here to help you to increase your mindset and to become 1% better in every single area of your life. I don't care what it is. If you're transitioning from high school to college, if you're transitioning from not playing sports to not, if you're transitioning from the military to civilian world, I've done that. If you're transitioning from just regular old basic jobs to the corporate world, now you have to be more professional. I've done that as well. So every single area that you could possibly think of, like being a father, transitioning to having no kids to having one, to two, to having from one to two, from two to three, or just a person who transitioned from having a girlfriend to a long-term wife, right? Long-term wife, a wife in general. So I've been through all those different scenarios in my life, and I'm pretty sure that I'm continuing to transition now. Even more so of being someone who's a full-time YouTuber, right? Transitioning from a job to YouTube, and like eventually I'm going to hit that. Or transitioning from a corporate job to being a full-time speaker. I'm in all those different scenarios, and I tell you what, I am not afraid to take that step because I know that on the other side of it is growth. So if you want to grow and you want to be better and you want to become better, take that step and stop being afraid, all right? 1% better, grow every single way you possibly can. Again, this is Mindset Mastery, and I want to help you to master your mindset to become 1% better. All right. So I see y'all on the other side of that fear.